Check, check, check. Just doing a sound check. How is everyone this morning? All right. Market is opening here in about 6 minutes. I just got back actually from walking my dogs, so I have not even looked yet at markets for analysis. So we had the yesterday pre-open pullback here near a Woody's support level down here around 36.25. I'll also be careful of some morning pullback to the pivot area up here, which is at 73.95.75. We got our pullback Tuesday, and I don't know if markets want to really pull this back, right? Here's a 240-minute chart here, and yeah, it looks so. I mean, we have some very nice movement to the downside. So initially, anyway, I'd be looking for. Yeah, I've been noticing that to the upside, it's falling short about 5 points. So to about 73.90 for a possible short area here. Delete that. Come up and look. Yeah, so somewhere in that 73.90 area. I think also with Sierra chart that it's affected by which time frame you use. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it just is. And I don't have the browser open, so I really don't know if anyone's commenting, but I will check here. I'll check. Let's see. Let's get over to YouTube. Switch my account. There we go. I'll say good morning. All right, and you know, for the first 5 minutes anyway, I don't really plan on taking any trades in the market, and then afterwards I had the audio off. There we go. Audio back on. There we go. Oop. Audio back. Got to turn it off in my browser so we don't get a an echo going. Yep, all the way back up to that, and yep, now we're back through. Okay, just a lot of chop. A lot of chop. You want to be really aware of that chop and try to not get chewed up in that, right? Which is why normally I'm not participating in the first 5 minutes of the day. You know, we're kind of doing our quick shuttle runs here, right? So if anything, if there's a trade that I can, you know, scalp into, you know, pretty quickly, then I'll try it out. Get down, okay. So this would be the immediate scalp, and whew, not great, not great at all. I'm just wanting out of that. You lose. Still in the first 5 minutes, so that's my fault for taking a trade in the first 5 minutes. That just flashed through. Very fast action here in the markets. Let's get this first 5 minutes out of the way. See if we get a regression back to VWAP here. If not, could just keep on shooting lower. Yep, looks like it's gonna do that. So let's try this. I hate chase trades, but you know, we'll give this a try. And if I can't get this short working, then you know I'm gonna take that as a sign sign today that, you know, it's just not it's not going to work out for me, you know. And we should get some really good extension here, you know, for this trade, right? You lose. Oh, how come it only dragged one of my stops? Yeah. $600 loser. Quick, you know, pretty much quick loss day for me here. So Okay, there's probably some sort of basis here that I can use to get in. So this would be in a very, very aggressive basis. We have quite a ways to go, down to 72.81, right? So I got to look at the measure this out for risk reward, and it looks pretty good. I don't like I don't like the lack of volatility on the way down. That's my only concern here. I don't mind that on the way up, but a lack of volatility is not how bears operate, you know. So that's why I'm concerned. Okay, so now I'm in. Yeah, see it broke through. So this is yeah, it's a concern, right? I'll try and hold it. There we go. Okay. So the way things are panning out here, if it gets down to that 72 area, probably find some support down here first at 72.90. So I'll come into 72.94 to help mitigate some of that. I'm gonna put my stops over here. That's actually a formation for long normally. Yeah, might have to get stopped out here. Yeah. Okay. Come on. If it happens, it happens, right? If I get stopped, I get stopped, and then I'm gonna take a much larger position up here off of VWAP for the short. Hopefully that doesn't that's not where the 15-minute candle closes, but we'll see. We'll see. I need at least a break here to verify. Yep, so we have a tiny little break there that the bears are still in the game. And yeah, here we are. So yeah, Horn. Well, this will be the last trade right here. I'll give it some room. Last trade at VWAP, and if this thing lands, then I will hold it. I'll hold it all day. Because what I've been noticing here is if you do get a downtrend day, you get that VWAP hit, and it just lasts. That was your last opportunity. You know, your last opportunity to get in. Let's see, we have a little bit of structure right there, so that could also get in the way. So I'm going to add this one here and one here, and let's see if we can get that going. Come on, get up there. Get up there. What are we up against, a fib or something? Up against like a 61? Yeah, we're up against a 61.8. Come on, usually VWAP is a magnet, so. Come on. Come on, get up there. Don't you reject on me yet. It's right there. Ah, okay. All right. I do not. I mean, it might come up there, but I do not want to get into the scenario where it's like, oh, I was I was 5 points away from this short, and now it's 100 points down. Right? I don't want to. I just I'm having thinking about how this might play out in retrospect, and I don't really care about the 5 minute candles down here. So come on, give me that VWAP. Just tap it. Just tap VWAP for me. No. Let's see if it's gonna. Oh, it's gonna break. It's gonna break on me, right? Yeah, it's starting to break. So, okay, if it's gonna break, then I will guard the gate back in. No, come on, you can do it. We have another 15-minute candle opening pretty soon. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna trail half back until I get a fill. This is a all-day hold position right there, so that'll dig me out of the hole. That'll help out with the digging me out of the hole if we continue to break here. We'll see, and I'll add at the 61.8 just because yeah, usually there's a deep pullback. No, okay, we'll be somewhat aggressive off this 50. There we go. Alrighty. Watch it shoot through there. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to be nice and patient with this short. Not a fantastic average. We're at 73.19. I'm prepared to take a big loss today if I'm completely wrong. If this thing shoots back up, and destroys me, then that's gonna be my day, right? I don't want to have my stop right here. That's right at VWAP. So it could like do one tick up and over that. We have this volume node here, so I'm gonna be pretty patient with that actually. Yeah, see that got tested there. 61.8 got tested. But overall this is gonna play out. I think that we're gonna get extension, so I don't want to take off any profit below that. And to be honest, on these days, I probably don't want to take profit until down here around 70 something 50, right? I'll leave some on just in case a catastrophe. There we go. Put that in for a catastrophe. There was a, let's see, around 90, which happens to be this 27.2. Okay. There's that. There's also something at 82 on the 5 minute, which I find that these actually turn out to be pretty good levels on the 5 minute, this envelope trade. So 82 to 90 is where I'm going for. And then I will have, after that objective is achieved, then I will roll my stops back to a 50% area. Finding some support at the round number here, right? I might possibly take one off there. There we go. I'm going for this 92 92 spot. Feel that's doable. Yeah. And if we shoot through, then there's a Woody's closer to 80 on my Sierra chart. So even though that probably doesn't correlate with the Thinkorswim, there we go. Yeah, with the Thinkorswim. All right, that's a lot of noise there, so that's a little bit of a concern, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a young day. Overall, I'd want this to maintain this half back or this 60. I wouldn't want this to come up and over that. And at this point, with all that structure in, I definitely wouldn't want it to come up and over here. So I'll attach stops to that peak. We'll let that rest ride. Try and get down to this 90. We had the low support, and I do think that we'll get a response in this area. You know, if we shoot through it, even better. So we did shoot through. It's good. And I'm going to try and hold these last two, and we're going to do just a half back. Just a half back. We're going to run half back on this. It shouldn't really come up this high, right? But there is a clear lower objective to go for. We have Woody's down here. I will trust Woody's. I'll throw on another position if we get down there. It's actually closer to like this 79.80 area. So let's do this. We'll fence this in. Yeah. So I've quote unquote lost, right? But you know, we're still looking good. We'll roll this back overall above this 50% retracement, and I'll just let the last position run for the day to my lowest objective price, probably, which is actually really close to this, right? So we'll see. We'll see if this maintains. We've already printed a lower low than that prior day, so yeah, there would be extension. I know that we're actually near the bottom of that, and you know, before we've come down to that area, this two deviations off a 200 simple EMA or simple moving average, and it tends to find support. So this is even in like the most bearish of markets, right? So if it gets down to this level of the 77, etc., then I want to definitely track my stop along with that, you know, because I feel like that's kind of a bonus at that point. And you know, keeping in mind that this has been like a horrible start to the day. You know, started out, I think I had what, 600 something in the hole, you know. Then you know, found my opportunity near VWAP, right? And then things changed for me. So I might have to flatten out here, just the way this support thing is playing out here. We might be in for some, you know, VWAP shuttle runs, you know, coming back to VWAP, coming back down to this area, back to VWAP, back to that area. But overall, of course, I want to be on the short side. So if it does get back to VWAP, I will throw on another position. allow this to stop out, because more likely it's going to come back up here, and that'll allow me to get into another position short. The one times expansion got me down to 49 level, and this actually exists on the hourly chart, I think. No, not the hourly chart. Where does this come from? This may have been, oh, this is actually an old target that I have, but it does come into play from, I think, a level back in July with this. So this should hold. We shouldn't get any kind of meaningful extension over this. So I'm going to roll my stop down just a little bit. There we go. We are through, and here's where I'm watching that effect. I'm probably going to take some profit down here. I want to take some profit on the way back down, and we'll just call it a day, unless I get a good scalping opportunity up here. We'll just call that a day. I'm willing to bet that it heads a little bit higher than this off of this 5-minute stuff. Maybe it gets down to 60, for instance, but most days in the market, this envelope kind of fences in the action. So if I want to scalp, we also have in 5 minutes the half-hour opening, right? So yeah, maybe this gets down for that extra 10 points, but the risk on this is that it could fill the air to the upside off of that. So I'm kind of risking. I want 10 more points, but it's more likely gonna like come up on me like 10 points. So watch this. It might come over here, and I'm gonna watch on the aggressive days. The 5-minute does offer some resistance for this sort of thing, so it can come back up to 5-minute. If this kind of wavers around enough, then that'll pull VWAP down. This is a very sharp VWAP, so we are still very, very bearish, and I will allow that to play out as well. Looks like we're finding support on this Woodies for now. Yeah, there we go. It's going. It's going. I think I took profit right there, right? So maybe it heads lower. I'm just again, I don't like the change of the hour. I typically don't like, because most hours you don't get two hours that completely ignore, don't overlap each other. So if I want to re-enter this, then I can probably get back in around this level, but we'll see. Oh, look at that! Got right back to, or got right down to the target in a very straight line too. Well, darn. I'm just chatting in the Discord chat for this. For anyone that's watching live right now, and you're not in the Discord chat, but you do trade during the day, which I don't really see anyone on this who's not in the Discord chat right now. You know, you're welcome to join the room. I'm you know, my main thing that I'm looking for is that, you know, is preferably that whoever you are, you trade in the day. You know, like you actually put in trades, because something I'll mention that really helped me out when I was first starting out trading futures was a really good Discord chat, right? And the thing that made it good was that win or lose, and this is me in the beginning where I'd lost a lot, right? But I was putting in entries, and so even though it's not a teaching thing, you know, some asshole would come in and be like, hey, what the fuck were you thinking down there? We have this, and this, you know, and without realizing it, you know, without realizing it, that's kind of an education in itself, you know, having someone come in and just say, you know, something along the lines like, I respond well to this. You know, someone else coming in and saying like, hey, dipshit, what are you thinking? You know, why'd you put on that trade? That was, you know, that was fucking idiotic, you know, just like really get on my ass for stupid shit, right? and I like, you know, some people don't react well to that. They get like offended. I don't get offended. I just fire back. I'm like, hey, fuck you, you know, like a trade's a trade, right? But after a while, you know, if you keep on fucking up, you're like, all right, well, I'm not gonna tell this guy he's right, but he's right. You know, that was a stupid trade. I'm putting in stupid trades, right? So, you know, that's the reason there's Discord, you know, and that's the reason why, you know, I would recommend. I know it worked for me. It's not going to work for everyone else out there, but you know, I would recommend that if you're going to do trades and you have an area that you're watching, then just, you know, put that in there. Just say, just write it in the room. Say like, okay, long in Q at you know, long in Q at 72.61, right? And the trade goes against you, fucking it's stupid amount, right? Before it goes profitable, you know, you get stopped out and it comes in and you're like, oh, it would have been profitable, right? That's you know, it's part of learning. It's part of learning. It's fucking up. So, you know, in my opinion, being public with your fuck ups actually helps you out. You know, it actually helps you out some. It's big macro levels. This 30, not macro, but you know, bigger trend level right here would be this off of this peak. So that might be interesting. There is an over-under area thing going on down here. If we want what I think of as a complete fib frame, you roll this 50% right into there, and you know, balance anyway would be down in this area. I'm a little bit surprised that there's not any kind of like reaction off of this, but you know, then again, maybe that's just something that happens when you get these steeper averages, right? Whenever it's like leaning here, because this is pretty flat, right? So maybe that's it. Who knows? Who knows? But if it's still, I'd say if it's still orbiting this 76, which is where that level is, if it's still orbiting anywhere close to that area, then you know, that might be a good read on that. Look at that, right up to this line. All right. That's predictive. That's predictive, saying that it's going to get down to 72.37. And also, let's take a look at the RTH here. Man, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We have a 200 simple moving average. We have the July lows, and we have this area where it found support. I remember trading this fucking area, and the reason why I say that with the little venom in my voice here is because there are so many short sequences down here where this thing wanted to just keep on going, you know, and on this day too, it just wanted to keep on pushing, and especially right here and here, you know, I was like, oh yeah, just wanted to get down to this 200 MA, but there's institutional buying just like yesterday, And the reason I say that is that you have like 4 interrupted short sequences in a row, and the only thing doing that is like tons of volume coming in to prop up the market. So I really do think that we're coming down into this area. This is really nice because you break this low over here from, that's not even a July low. That's the day before July ends, right? So yeah, it's a pullback. It is technically an over under area here, so there might be some buyer response. But I just don't think there's any real panic in the market till you break that, and maybe even break through the 200 MA a little bit, right? Emotionally, 200 MA is right here at 70, 65. By the time it gets there, it'll probably be around like 70, 90, 95 or something like that, like sitting right below this area. And I think it'll want to like spook people out and come down to like 7,000, because usually there's some like on the way down levels get fuzzy because there's all that fear in the market, right? So we came down, and we're coming back up. Yeah, I want it just to get back on the 5-minute. I just want it to do a little consolidation on the 5-minute here with the 8 EMA. If I'm looking at these 5 minutes, let's take a look at this. Like, what if you did something where you got in on the close of the 5-minute bar, 57.50, you'd be tested all the way back to 71. So you're looking at roughly a 14-point stop that you'd have to run on this if you were just trailing the 5. That's not really super attractive to me, so I'd rather this come back. I'd rather this come back up here. This is a fantastic spot for a short, right? But I don't know if we're gonna get that. It might just come up to this level. At least here, there's like there's this EMA up here. We did come down pretty close to S3. Really, after you get through the first 2 Woodies, support or resistance away from the pivot, then I find that they don't really work that well, right? They don't hold up as good bounce spots or support areas after the first 2. The first 2 get broken, right? Because then on the way up, you think about it, you've broken through first 2. On the way up, you're like way too excited. There's way too much exuberance in the market. It's doubtful that this is gonna like provide any meaningful resistance, right? And the same thing on the way down. You've already shot through 2 Woodies in the first hour, right? And now there's like one more. This kind of like a panic area. I would expect it, if it's really gonna get down there, just shoot right through it, Okay, so we hit the 2% down. 2% down daily change. That's another thing to think of. Just commentating here. Another thing to think of. A lot of days, 2% is 2% is pretty rock solid. Already melted through that. Might take a scalp, see if I could scalp into a position, heading short off of this trend line here. I would want it to at least break this first. So if I don't get a break of this and then come back up, then I'm not interested. Yeah, because look, it already popped through that, right? So now it's just as likely to come up and test some higher price as anything else. And this is an emotional low, so I'm not gonna sacrifice correlation for that. So this correlates, and this isn't enough of an extension past my level for me to really care about. That's something that people who try to use fibs and they don't do it correctly, they fuck up, is that they are sacrificing correlation for an absolute low. And it's like, well, that's just, there are emotional spikes to the upside and the downside, and you might have something that correlates perfectly, right? So I ran this Fibonacci from the half point down to, I guess the theoretical level, or I guess I would call it the real level, right? And you get this thing where you have perfect correlation right there, and it probably has a very perfect correlation right here, you know. You know, that's valuable. That's valuable to me, right? And I'll watch it. If it pops through there, then maybe this would be the next thing, and maybe get like a roll over here. But for now, I'm gonna give this some time. I think where are we? We're at 9:08. We're still in IB. So we're still in IB for the market. It's only been 40 minutes, right? So we're getting a lot of volatility. It's really, really nice. And I think that we could get a little bit of consolidation here before coming back down. So I want to just let this play out, you know. And if it's a fast morning, you know, if we're like, you know, just barreling lower, you know, sinking ship, and I missed out on it, that's fine. That's fine. I really don't have, another thing is like I have 1353 banked, you know, today, and 53 because I'm taking out commissions. But I, you know, am I gonna run, because I'm gonna have to put on, you know, two, my lowest position is 2 contracts, right? And that normally runs with a 10 point stop. So, you know, the big thing here is that I need like 2 big winners today. That's it. 2 big winners today. That'll make my day. I don't need anything else. I don't need to go in and play all these like little scout things, anything like that. I'll pay attention to see if maybe there's something like this evolving, right? Something I don't even know. Off of that, we'll see. We'll see. The only thing that's going to make me willing to come into this is if we get something where, you know, we break significant structure. Like if we break this, which we didn't. How annoying is that? So we break this level, this level, and then come all the way back, right? We didn't break that. So now if it comes back, I'm just not interested. Just not interested in taking that short. You know, I'm looking at this over here on the 5-minute. You know, and I'm thinking that this thing could come up to this like 75 level possibly. You know, maybe even poke it a little bit, get all the way back up to this 81 area, and I'm, you know, we consider at that point taking a short. This real-time VWAP or RTH, I just call it VWAP, whatever. This is the RTH VWAP. This is the VWAP that starts at the beginning of the overnight session. So that's yesterday. Around, actually I run it from when the market closes. You know, I think officially you're supposed to run it at 6 p.m. Eastern time when the market reopens. I don't do that. I just, you know, I don't you know, I think if there's tons of volume right after 4 p.m. Eastern when the market closes, that just factor that in. And in the overnight too, I find that this holds some influence. We still haven't finished out the first hour of trade, you know? So that's something to be a little bit concerned about. Like, what if we, you know, what if this flushed everyone out and then came all the way back up, you know, all the way back up to the open price? Yeah, you have to think about that stuff. So far, I'm not seeing a ton of fuckery in here, but yesterday I saw a lot of fuckery in the yesterday I saw a lot of fuckery in after like the first 2 hours, and the day before that I saw a lot of fuckery too. You just had all these interruptions, you know, in the sequence. This one is pretty natural down here, right? So you come in, and then boom, this was a high. You pop over that and you run. So that's natural. You know, and if you do have the like algorithms coming in and like just buying stuff, right, propping up the market, then the next one, if you get down here, you'll get an interruption sequence, maybe a little bit lower or, you know, a little bit higher or whatever, but they'll be within, you know, a general vicinity of each other, like 10 or 12 points. You know, they'll be in that same area. And at that point, you can come in with like a rectangle tool, kind of just come on over, and you can draw something, right? And it's amazing how many times, like, you know, 3-4 times the market will come down to that reject all the way back up to VWAP, you know, so that's something to be careful of. This type of movement, like I'm glad I'm not trading right now. This type of movement, you know, where you're getting some pretty decent pullbacks and it's just slow to the upside. I don't want any part of that today. I just want to be short. Just want to be short. So I will wait for this to get up to my level. I will short here, and I don't mind. I'll short here, and I don't mind, you know, keeping a pretty decent stop here. I will tighten it up just a little bit. Let's tighten that up some. You know, because if this fails, then that means the next opportunity is here at VWAP, and I'll put on a heavier position at VWAP off of that. So we'll let that just hang out there, and I'm gonna go and make some coffee. Oh, nice. Avrin in the room. 520 bucks. Nice. Nice, Avrin. Was that off of, you know, I'm guessing that's off of just one contract. So that's, you know, that's fantastic, right? I mean, that's 25 points. Dude, that's a huge swing, you know, in anyone's book. That's a huge swing. So good going. Yeah, this is ideal. What's going on right here, right? Consolidation under. I might have to cancel, and I may have to get in on this. All right. Was it 38? That? Okay. Okay. So let's give this a try. Let me find a failure point a little bit higher up. If we're gonna head and shoulders this, then I would say that this area is the highest where it failed, so it could come back up to that. I'll just leave that there. Let's see, where is that? That's about right here. Okay. There's a point slightly higher than that, so I don't know. This area exists too, so let's see. We'll see if we get that. If it shoots below, I don't mind taking. Yeah, it just cracked that, right? So we'll see. Yeah, it came back up through. Yeah, okay, cool. So that was tricky, right? So you get that break, and then it instantly stops out anybody who took that break. Now it's probably gonna want to fuck with people who went short here, and it's gonna probably want to stop them out. You know, get this expanding action going. So we'll see. We'll see. And if not, you know, if it just maintains here, then yeah, I'll give it a try on the close of the 5. Close of the 5 minute would be also close of the close of nothing. Maybe 20 minutes in. So yeah, there's nothing to do there for now. Okay, well that cost me some money, right? And what does this look like on the 5? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, that's pretty strong, right? Luckily, though, rolled my stops a little bit tighter on that. Normally, on a volatile day, you have to run with like 10-point stops, so you're like risking $400. Well, for me anyway, 2 positions. But yeah, for that, I was definitely more conservatively positioned here. That does bring us right up here. If you get, so I've seen this over and over and over again, right? There's no use getting into this right now. But if you get if you get another 5-minute bar that breaks over this, there is a high likelihood that you're going to come all the way back to this 21 EMA. So I would expect this to come up much higher, possibly to test the VWAP before finding any kind of like real failure. But for now, I'm just gonna let this play out here. I just don't like going long on days where you have this like beautiful short setup. You know, when you have this beautiful short action. I just don't, because the longs, like yesterday, trying to go long, you know, horrible, just ugly, right? You would have been destroyed, you know? So I made all my money yesterday scalping on the way down here and off of this one trade. You know, from here all the way to I just did a from here all the way to there. You know, I got up to here. I didn't get that that piece up there. You know, so let's you know, for the sake of argument, let's say the nature of the market's changed and we're not getting these like massive, you know, huge things, especially since, you know, keep in mind we're already 2% down on the day, and 2% is a big day, right? So it's possible, you know, I don't think I've traded a day yet in Q where the day itself was a 5% down day, you know, like in the RTH, like maybe it dropped. Maybe it dropped down there, you know, like gap open lower and then got there, you know, so all the move was like in the overnight. But I've yet to actually trade a day that's you know, huge 5% down day with any kind of success. There was some early in the year. There were those like historic days of just going down, right? I didn't do well on those days, you know, and that's mainly because they were just such outlier days, you know, huge outlier days. So we have this thing going on. This might provide a short area, as long as we get there in one 5-minute bar, right? As long as we get there in a 5-minute bar, then that would be you know, a possible short area. There's no correlation. This is up here, there's the closest would be right here, right? So I'd actually have to lift this up some. There we go. Yeah, so that would be right around this node would be the area to test a short. And that'll probably be the last area I want to test. Yeah. Let it come through, and then I'll take a breakdown off of that area. J Master saying that he's going long. Okay. Of 70, 74. Okay. All right. It you know, up here it didn't give me that entry, so that was really frustrating. Down here looks like maybe we have some resistance. It just depends on where, you know, where you're drawing your fibs, right? This to me is a slightly better level, so I'll put that up there. Put it right on it. Ooh, Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. I will take a. I'll look. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. Where's IB low off of this? Oh, this is IB low. Okay. Well, that makes things easy. And we're back into this for the hour. So, yeah. VWAP plays. It might be trying to consolidate long enough to pull VWAP lower. I don't really know. Let's see. 15. Yep. This is good. This is good because we're not hitting a new high off of that 5. So, short again would be the way to go on this. Possibly come back here. I might have to chase into a position. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna chase. Not gonna chase off of this. I'll even come up to like here. No. Maybe here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the place where I can still have a tight stop, you know? And the truth is, like, it's really, really risky. Yeah, I'm not going to do this. It's really, really risky at this point. With this 5, if it breaks over this, then that's just a bullish sign. I don't care. I've been seeing this day after day, where if it manages to break over that, then it's just bullish, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right? So yeah, you could get in that, but then it's just so close. And if I just wait 2 minutes, on this, then and it fails to close above, then I can just throw my order on short, and just let it ride, let it go. So yeah, came up there. This would have been a bad entry because it would have come up too high on me. That's going to go to the low. Yeah. If it breaks this structure low, which, there we go, it did. All right, then now I don't mind taking a, here we go. Where do we get a bounce? Okay. Ooh, things are moving quick. I just want to get in on the close of this bar, honestly. And even then, I'll probably correct up some. Woo, speed. All right. all about? Oh, man. Look at that. Interruption sequence. I want to tell you. Man. Shot right through me. Yeah, you know, I think that might be it. That might be it for the day, because this type of action here. Now did we get up and over that? This type of action, I think there's some machines in the market now, you know, because this by all means should have been a move down, you know. And so you're now going to be stuck in the scenario of trying to figure out where there are regression plays in the market as opposed to trend plays. A little bit more difficult, I think, especially with this trend. So if you're going to regress off of something like this, I guess regress to the downside. But I'm going to have to flip. Oh, that's weird. Why is sim mode? Oh, 906. Oh, wow. All right. So signing off here. $900 a day. You know, I'm not gonna be too depressed about that. You know, when it comes down to it, I had this this crazy interruption sequence here. You know, I didn't really look on it, but this is also down here an interruption sequence, and by that I mean like we poke low, a significant low, and then this was your sign that you had buyers coming in, right? And I think what's going to happen now is that here, buyers in there, buyers in down here. I can't make the ellipse down there, so let me just get rid of this shit. Get rid of that shit. Throwing an ellipse down here, there, and then you know we had this break down here, and boom, right? We had boom, all the way back up to complete highs. So now we have this going on, right? Where it's like, okay, cool. Now it's moving. We've printed a higher high over the prior candle. Now we're printing a lower low. I wouldn't be surprised if we got back down in this tails area and maybe got everyone to go low and then regressed back up here. But I just, you know, there's just something about these types of days. I really don't want to be in a long trade, right? I just don't want to be in a long trade. That's just when it comes down to it. I'd rather be in a short trade that gets stopped out than a long trade that gets stopped out, right? And overall, maybe this is kind of interesting. I'm definitely going to post this to the site because normally the only kinds of videos you see are just these guys that, you know, it's like, oh, here's a day where I had no losing trades and I just killed it, right? And this is a day where I started out in the hole, I got way out of the hole, and then took a loss, and I'm like, you know what? Capital preservation time. So over to Sim, bank that $900, you know, treat it like a business, that sort of thing. Anyway, everyone, you have a good one, and see you tomorrow.